आपसे गुजारिश करना चाहूंगा आपके माध्यम से। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद। माननीय सदस्य N.K. प्रेमचंद्रन जी।
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson, for giving me this opportunity to take part in the discussion for the Disaster Management Amendment Bill 2024. Madam, I have 22 notices of amendments. Kindly, I may be provided a little bit of time so as to elucidate the amendment proposals. Madam Chairperson, Disaster Management Act 2005 was one of the landmark legislation in the legislative history of India during the time of UPA government led by Dr. Manmohan Singh, and that was in the year 2005. Madam, invoking entry 23, Schedule 7 of the Constitution, that is the concurrent list, social security and social insurance, Parliament has enacted the Disaster Management Act of 2005. The Act marked a paradigm shift from the relief-centric response to prevention and mitigation focused approach, establishing the National Disaster Management Authority, SDMA and DDMA. Madam, the institutional framework was further strengthened by constituting or creating National Institute of Disaster Management and also NDRF. Subsequent to the enactment of this legislation, revolutionary changes took place, and it is seen in addressing and combating the disaster management. Absolutely, it was a landmark legislation, and we have seen the experience from 2004 to 2024. So, Madam, the present Amendment Bill 2024, I'm confining to certain points alone. Establish a comprehensive disaster database. I fully support it. It is the need of the hour. And second is creating a new authority, Urban Disaster Management Authority. I strongly oppose the suggestion because multiplicity of the organizations is not needed, because we are having the SDMA, we are having the National Disaster Management Authority, we are having the District Management Authority. In between, another authority is being created. It is not need of the hour, because you cannot distinguish an urban disaster and a rural disaster. You cannot distinguish it. So kindly, that has to be reconsidered. And regarding...
Please. माननीय सदस्यगण, अभी मेरे पास इस विषय पर बोलने वाले सदस्यों की लंबी सूची है। यदि सभा की सहमति हो तो इस विषय की समाप्ति तक समय बढ़ा दिया जाए।
Thank you.
Give more time.
Thank you very much, madam. So the next is, and the third point is the creating SDRF and the SDRF, that is State Disaster Response Force. Sir, that also I fully support. And regarding the last point is giving statutory status to National Crisis Management Committee and the high-level committee. This is the fourth one that requires more clarification. I have certain reservations. Madam, I may be allowed to explain why the reservations in the bill. I am coming to the definition clause. I am having 3 strong objections to the definition clause. That is regarding the definition in clause 2 of the bill. The number 1 is internationally acknowledged definition of the disaster includes wars, communal rights, conflicts, etc. As per the Sendai framework of disaster risk reduction 2015 to 2030, it has happened in Japan, in which India is a signatory and India is bound to follow the principles of the framework. And Sendai framework defines disaster as follows. Mr. Chairperson, disaster is a serious disruption of the functioning of a community or a society at any scale due to hazards events leading to one or more of the following: human, material, economical and environmental losses and impacts. This definition does not differentiate man-made disaster and natural disaster. By virtue of the proposed amendment to exclude communal rights and conflict and the law and order situation, will leave the victims outside the purview of any relief under this act. Manipur is a typical example. So that distinction has to be taken care of. And the second one is the term substantial is not clearly defined in the bill. A calamity, natural or man-made calamity, which results in substantial loss of lives and human sufferings. Sir, what is meant by the substantial? Because internationally it is being accepted. If that 8 persons have died, it is being considered as a disaster. What is the substantial, whether it is having any definition or interpretation or clarification, I am seeking from the Honorable Minister. And the third objection to the definition clause is restoration of livelihood of the affected community. It is not defined. Sir, Chairperson, so there are 3, 4, 5, 6 definitions are there. Reconstruction, recovery, rehabilitation. So many new amendments have come in the definition clause. Unfortunately, one is deliberately omitted. That is a restoration of the livelihood of the affected community. That is not being defined. That has to be defined along with the reconstruction, recovery and rehabilitation. As per the international conventions, restoration of livelihood is a mandatory provision. Exclusion of this will result further marginalizing the communities like the fisherfolk in the coastal area. They are having recurring this disaster experience due to the coastal erosion. And the second objection to the bill is the proposed amendment bill by virtue of clause 9, omitting section 12 and 13 of the original act. None of the members have so far spoken. I would like to draw the attention of the chairperson. Very, very serious objection is there because section 13, sir, you may kindly see, empowers the National Disaster Management Authority in case of disasters of severe magnitude to recommend relief in repayment of loans. In Wayanad, repayment of loans is a big problem, and also for fresh loans to the persons affected by disaster on such concessional terms as may be appropriate. This relief is being taken away. Section 12 and section 13 is omitted. Kindly explain what is the explanation given in the statement of reasons and objects. The explanation given is it belongs to the finance ministry, so it cannot be included in the bill. How can it be a justifiable logical reasoning by which this relief is being taken away? That has to be explained by the minister, because repayment of loan and also adjustment of loans and allocation or the granting of the new loans with the concessional rates and waiving of loans, this is one of the relief. It is a disaster of grave nature or severe nature of level 3, then that benefit is being taken away. And sir, coming to the third point is regarding the, yes sir, I am concluding within 2 minutes I will conclude. Sir, this is the National Crisis Management Committee and the High Level Committee. Sir, I would like to ask the Honorable Minister, do we really need a National Crisis Management Committee for managing the disaster, as there are already NDMA and NDRF is there effectively functioning? Kindly see whether this HLC and this NCMC be given the statutory. I will conclude within 2 minutes. Sir, 2 minutes. I'm fully confining to the bill, discussing confining to the bill. So it is kindly consider that suggestion also. And coming to the last point is regarding the Urban Disaster Management Authority. I have already spoken. So the very interesting fact, kindly the minister may note, that this Disaster Management Authority, the chairman is the municipal commissioner. The vice chairman is the district collector. Sir, how it is going to work, this Urban Disaster Management Authority? Kindly explain, because the district collector is having the authority of the whole district. He is acting as the vice chairman of the municipal commission. Means it is quite, I don't know how this position will come. It is not logical, it is not correct. So that may also be looked into. And sir, finally I am coming to Wayanad. Sir, with the 2-3 sentences. Sir, regarding the Wayanad, the government of India is saying that the state government has not properly submitted the memorandum in time, and the state government is alleging that the central government is not allocating the fund. On behalf of the people belonging to the Wayanad and the Kerala, we the members of parliament unanimously appeal to the government, kindly, this is not the time for having the political controversies. Kindly grant an advance and also declare and also consider the Wayanad disaster. More than 500 people have died. Kindly consider, sir, I'm final sentence. Kindly consider it as a calamity of severe nature of level 3 and advance payment may be.
Lovely Anand.